like King Selassie, Jah Rastafari. Well, Emmanuel like King Selassie, Jah Rastafari. I, Royal Goatiti, hereby to declare that I'm the true owner of this copyright of this following works. Yes, I give the permission to Radio Culture to play my songs for promotional. Yes, I have many songs. Make them know. Mana Lion. Peace is what we want. Do the right thing. Jah favor me. Cornerstone. Mama. Ohima. Yes. Bless up yourself.
This song is not for any government. This song is against all the government. And the GT here to teach her, don't know. Enough of them sick and tired of the system. Them say the tax and the bill is killing them. Who to blame? Who to blame? Ragamuffin quote it, man, I ask them. Enough of them sick and tired of the system. Them say the tax and the bill is killing them. Who to blame? Who to blame? Ragamuffin quote it, man, I ask them. I look at them one. Some people living in pain. I know that they want. Politicians better do the right thing. Hey, I know that they want. Some people living in pain. I know that they want. Politicians better do the right thing. Hey, whether you is a NBC, whether you is a MPP, whether you is a PPP, do the right thing, just do the right thing. Whether you is a NBC, whether you is a MPP, whether you is a PPP, do the right thing, just do the right thing. Don't bring no tribal, get to youth with no ready for no funeral. Protect the nation, Mr. General. Africa liberation is natural. How come the government are partial? After the election, them no wanna be social. Big up the people with material. So much people them hungry in the area. And that them want. Some people living in pain. I know that them want. Politicians better do the right thing. Yeah. I know that them want. Some people living in pain. I know that them want. Politicians better do the right thing. Hey, whether you is a NBC, whether you is a MPP, whether you is a PPP, do the right thing, just do the right thing. Whether you is a NBC, whether you is a MPP, whether you is a PPP, do the right thing, just do the right thing. How come the people they must suffer? Every day we hear upon the news poverty. Look at the people in the parliament. What do you see? There is no unity. Promises and promises. After the election, no equality. If you know say you are one of them, Rastaman say, we're for that, we're for that. And love, food that bring us together, whether black or white, everybody have a right. Selassie make this song bright every morning. Give thanks, Mama Africa, pull over evil. The voice of the nation is the voice of the people. One go tell the ghetto you, them say them can be feeble. I want to them, big up the iPro Dynamic Studio. Don't know. And the GT.
I the goat, I see them running out.
Them say police are come. Them a tight in a uniform. At you, them ready to roll without you. Them born for me. And you're getting out so born for free. Police come and we not agree. Every day gunshot in the ghetto. Ghetto you them born for me. And you're getting out so born for free. Police come and we not agree. Every day gunshot in the ghetto. Man a lion, man a lion. Who no see me for me khaki suit and a turban. Man a lion, man a lion. Who no see me for me khaki suit and a turban. Man a real soldier. Say I see me defend in a gunja. Mumbo clan Babylon, you never know ya. Let me tell you, say the Rasta man and smoke ganja. Ethiopia we are to sit in a Lalibela. How come the government a fight it in a Ghana? Jamaica legalize it and go as Obama. And the JT, man a lion. Who no see me for me khaki suit and a turban. Man a lion. Who no see me for me khaki suit and a turban. I see them a running out. Them say police are come. Them a tight in a uniform. At you, them ready fi roll without you. Them born for me. And you're getting out so born for free. Police come and we not agree. Every day gunshot in the ghetto. Ghetto you them born for me. And you're getting out so born for free. Police come and we not agree.
Are you ready?
Every day gunshot in the ghetto. Shoot me down. If you think some man a rasta, gun me down. Shoot me down. If you think some man a rasta, gun me down. Them say them come to defend me. And like them around me. Police are come everybody run. Hey, we not agree. Get on it, we not agree. A giant child, but man a lion. I see them a running out. Them say police are come. Them a tight in a uniform. At you, them ready to roll without you. Them born for me. Never getting out so born for free. Police come and we not agree. Every day gunshot in the ghetto you them born for me. That you're getting out to born for free. Police come and we not agree. Every day gunshot in the ghetto.
See how much people them are killing at the ghetto, but them still not satisfied with them ego. Africa. Zanko for Africa. One man who like it. Zanko for Africa. Rastafari. Zanko for Africa. Original quoted from Africa. RGT. Life is so bad, and I don't know what to do. Babylon run. Fire burn you well hard. Life is so bad, and I don't know what to do. Babylon rap, hey, fire burning you well harder. Killing every day, killing every time. People them a suffer, but them can't get no dime. Richer get richer, poorer get poorer. Janu. Me tell you get to youth, we know themselves. March down Babylon, forward to the east. No time again, we can't take the heat. Emperor Selassie said we can't be defeated. Black and white, nobody really says Babylon are wicked, come make we chase. Emperor Selassie say respect black race. United Nation, open the gates. Tell them say repatriation is a must. Long time we hear but them never get the funds. Black people, them know your plans. That Africa is a real mother. Life is so bad, and I don't know what to do. Babylon rap, hey, fire burning you well harder. Life is so bad, and I don't know what to do. Babylon rap, hey, fire burning you well harder. So much people in the world, but there is no love. Brother
shadow. Life is not all about the money to blow. No. Lecture, let them listen. Lecture, arise. And let the hungry be fed. Arise. And the naked be clothed. This imperial majesty is the light of the world. Arise. The earth rightful ruler. Arise. And the beginning and the end. Arise. No one can scatter. Life is so bad, and I don't know what to do. Babylon rough, hey, fire burn them you well harder. Life is so bad, and I don't know what to do. Babylon rough, hey, fire burn them you well harder. Killing every day, killing every time. People them a suffer, but them can't get no dime. Richer get richer, poorer get poorer. Janu. Me telling get to youth, we know themselves. March down Babylon, forward to the east. No time again, we can't take the heat. Emperor Selassie said we can't be defeated. Bye. Okay, say me no bonko business. I found down. And none of me pese me pisa. At the GT, Opahima, me pese me no coffee. Anajuya, Opahima, Macro Wacho. Indi woman grow. Ohimai, Aye woman. Indi woman grow down. Ohimai, Menti Ubia. Indi woman grow down. Ohimai, Aye woman. Indi woman grow down. Oba, we beautiful. Oba, we fabulous. One more faith, yeah, serious. Obi be neighbor, I don't wanna be jealous. She flow me up and down like a river on a boat. She said, put it alone when she chose. Omuntia siya enti omuko juju. Oye bibi neighbors, okasaboko, nano koko, onantia eda form tise kosia no ton. What it me missy make yum in phone. Obanu yeje enti ema pe ma pon. Nimbia na wafe mami mebo babasu. Obaya uunui ende nuwa bafasu. Domi natural me odopa. Abna granti ma umpaya mi do. Indi woman grow down. Ohimai, Aye woman. Indi woman grow down. Ohimai, Menti Ubia. Indi woman grow down. Ohimai, Aye woman. Indi woman grow down. Kete beye 12:30. Na misia obey ofu taxi. Or the meet one in them say you go party. No credit, sana why you ready? Me share me black shoe and me can kiss you. Or show me sporty sa I say why you confused. Or see Rasta Jai. Who dress him? Say you do party na siya ye ben and diabo. Sana odo ye do. Odo kisu you. I will not me no ta walk and you me funke. Say me Uwe DJ, uwe kono ne kumi. Se uniwe, oyimai. Nama meni ejina. Ensi oda san refio. Bidiye mafiwo. Nindi uwa grodo. Oyimai. Aye uwa. Nindi uwa grodo. Oyimai. Menti ubia. Bindi woman grow down. Ohimai, Aye woman. Bindi woman grow down. At the ghost, I see them running out. Them say police are come. Them are tight in a uniform. At you, them ready to roll without you. Them born for me. Like I getting out to born for free. Police come and we not agree. Every day gunshot in the ghetto. Ghetto you them bomb for me. That you're getting like to bomb for free. The police come and we not agree. Every day gunshot in the ghetto. Man a lion, man a lion. Who no see me for me cocky suit on a turban. Man a lion, man a lion. Who no see me for me cocky suit on a turban. Man a real soldier. Say I see me defend in a gunja. Mumbo clan Babylon, you never know ja. Let me tell you, say the Rasta man and smoke ganja. Ethiopia we are using in a Lalibela. How come the government a fight it in a Ghana? Jamaica legalize it, one go as Obama. And the JT, man a lion, man a lion. When you see me for me khaki suit and a turban, man a lion, man a lion. When you see me for me khaki suit and a turban.
1212 Radio Culture.
Them say police are come. Them a tight in a uniform. At you, them ready fi roll without for you. Them bomb for me. And I getting like to bomb for free.
Yes, indeed, time to go on with the artist Gold Teeth.
Every day gunshot in the ghetto.
I've been trying to reach the artist for the past quarter of an hour or so. And already we have quarter of our hour wasted.
Every day gunshot in the ghetto. Shoot.
But anyhow, we have him right now and we'll be going on the line soon to speak with the man Gold Teeth.
Shoot me down if you think some man.
Before we do that, let me tell you about Duck Palm, the app.
Come to defend we. I lie them, I lie we. Police are come, everybody run.
Yes, indeed. Let me tell you about Duck Palm, the app, because Duck Palm, the app, is paying us to be live. AKA, they are sponsoring us. So right now, let me tell you about their app right now before we go into the full show. Duck Palm is the app that is bridging the healthcare gap. Doctor-patient ratio in Ghana is abysmal. And Duck Palm is here to correct that. What you have to do, go on the Google Play Store or the App Store, you know, all those places where you get your apps, and download the app. It's called Duck Palm, DOKPAM. There are two apps, the doctor app and the patient app. Don't touch the doctor app unless you're a doctor who wants to have a private practice on Duck Palm.
Not for any government. This song is against all the government.
Sons of the man called Gold Teeth. He called this one politician.
Don't know. Not for them sick and tired of the system. Them say the tax and the bill is killing them.
Yes, indeed. But before we go deep into it and talk to the man Gold Teeth, let's still tell you the full story about it. Thing called Duck Palm. With Duck Palm, you can have a face-to-face consultation with your doctor. So what happens is you download the app, it's on your phone, and then you register on the app. And anytime you need medical attention, even if you have a condition that needs constant checking, you need Duck Palm. Because with Duck Palm, you can always have access to a doctor who is going to tell you what to do in an emergency, for instance, or what to do immediately before you have to go in and see the doctor in the hospital if you have to. It can't be any better than that. Duck Palm. We are also supported by Odumtree, the selling platform for Ghanaian artisans. Oye tailor new, oye carpenter new, say oye tree new, oye denyo, o sing bibi, o kavi bibi, oye beadworks, oye bibi, anything. Get to youth, this is for you. Cause enough creativity in the ghettos. But the link to sell to the outer market is called Odumtree. www.odumtree.com. Go there and register. And you go see, say you dey Ghana where you sell to get dollars and euros. Why? Because you are selling directly to the outside market. All your beadworks now all those drums we are carving, put them on odumtree.com and earn some good money for yourself, people. We're also supported by Roots Organic Farm in Asinfosu. Let's go straight to the line and talk to the man called Gold teeth. Blessed love, gold teeth.
That's a love, General.
Teeth. You okay?
Yeah, man.
So I'm going to be straight with you, gold teeth. You have burned 15 minutes of our interview time, Rasta.
Of course.
I think you owed, yes, not me, but the listeners. I think you need to apologize for before we go on.
Yes, we really, yeah, man, we really apologize for the inconvenience, God.
Respect.
Anything can happen, So
respect.
we really apologize, and I mean,
enough said.
We hope that we could do better next time.
Enough said. Give thanks for that too. Gold teeth. Listen,
yeah, man.
Anybody who knows their GH reggae dancer, unless you were born in the 90s, thereabouts.
Yes.
But if you were around in the 90s, you must know Gold Teeth.
Yes.
Who is Gold Teeth, Rasta? Who is Gold Teeth?
Well, I can say Gold Teeth is an artist that, I mean, originally come from Dansuman, because in the 90s, I quite remember when I completed school around 1992. It was General Marcus and Black Prophet and Commander Messiah and Hardcore Governor, And I used to know these people as the other side who doing reggae music and raga music. But we were also coming from Dansuman. They were coming from Labadi side. We were coming from Dansuman. So we also had people like Mr. Logic and Chidi Farai and a couple of them, So we also have our side of the Ragamuffin squad in Dansuman, So originally in the 90s that we all started listening to reggae music. We want to be like some of these great artists in Jamaica, Buju Banton, Shabarang.
Okay. Yeah, man. So you're DCU. You're dropping a bit. Try and stand a bit in a good spot, please. All right. So from DC, Rasta, what were your influences? Who were you mentioned some of the artists that you've been listening to already, but what brought you to the music?
Well, what brought me into the music is my mother was a musician. My mother was the Tengu band leader,
Really?
A conductor of a church band.
Wow.
Yes, so I had music at home. My mother played keyboard, and I had that influence right from the house because my sisters were singing in the church and everything, but they wanted me also to sing in the church. But I developed my music from listening to Bob Marley in the 80s. When I listened to Bob Marley, I realized that this is the side of my genre. So I feel like I have to sing reggae music.
Wow.
You understand? So I chose reggae music because I used to listen to Bob Marley songs a lot when I was a child.
Wow.
You see?
I never knew that aspect of you. Your mom was a singer in the church.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Yes, my mom was very great. And even the first person that paid my studio recordings was my mother, It's my mother who told me that he wanted me to do music for her to listen. Because she realized that I was deeply into the music. So my mom gave me money. I think my mom gave me that time, 5 million CDs in the 90s to go and do a full album, And I was so happy.
That's interesting.
At least my mother told me that if this is what I want to do in my life, then I can have this to go and do an album and see. So, I mean, the influence came from the house, actually.
Nice.
You understand?
Nice. That's a very different story from a lot of people, because a lot of people would embark on the musical journey and then they would not, at least from where we come from, they will not get that support because it's a very rocky road. It's a
of course.
Yeah, it's a very hit and miss area. So every mother is scared for their children, that okay, do I want to mortgage my child's future for a supposed musical career, but your mother had complete confidence in you. That's great.
Yes. Actually, the whole thing was that I used to come home with musicians. I used to come home with bandmen. They used to sleep in my house. So my mother realized that no, it's the music I really want.
I see.
You see, so
how old were you at this time? How old were you?
Well, it was around 18 when I was around 18, 17.
Because I know I've slept in your house before. Do you remember that?
Of course.
Yes, I've spent the night in your house before. It was after a session, and yeah, that's another story. But yeah, I remember that. Do you remember though?
Yeah, I remember.
Okay.
I think we came from Akuma and came direct to Dansuma.
Yes, I think there was a show, and then after the show, we just crush at yours.
No,
and
I remember.
Yeah.
You remember you were the first person took me to Kumasi to Fronton from radio. I think so.
Fronton from TV.
Fronton from TV.
Yes. Wow.
So it's
nice.
One family,
Nice family. Yes, Jano. Wow, goat it. So I know you also played with some, like you didn't start off as a solo artist. You did some. You were in a band at some point and all of that, right? I
started with a group.
Yes.
A group.
Tell us about that.
Yes, I was a solo artist, and we went for audition. We went for audition at a heavy spot at North Condition. So when we went there, and the people that were doing the audition said they only needed a group. They don't want solo artists. They needed a group. So when they say they needed a group, actually I was a bit lucky to have my two friends who were also musicians, but they play kete drum. They play drum, jingbe drum. So they told me that if I can sing, they can play the drum behind me so that we can do our performance.
Mm-hmm.
So on that day, it was the first day I met Osajifo, when Osajifo also came to the audition. That was the first day I heard of Osajifo in my life. You understand? Osajifo also came on the audition with a group called Militant Youth.
Yes.
You understand? Osajifo, Lagia, Papa Waizi, they came also for an audition. So Mystical Youth had our time, and we qualified for the next stage. Militant Youth also qualified for the next stage. So that was the time.
So okay, wait. So the people that you met over there that decided, okay, let's come together, those people are the people that became Militant Youth.
Yes, they became Militant Youth.
And who was in this group? Osajifo was in the YZ, yourself.
Papa White.
Yes.
No, I was not with the Militant Youth. Militant Youth was Osajifo, Papa YZ, Lagia, Akwesi, a couple of guys. But we, the Mystical Youth, it was me, Temensa.
So it's two things. Mystical Youth and then Militant Youth.
Mystical Youth and Militant Youth.
Okay.
So this was some of the teenage groups that started around the 1992. Yes.
Nice. And yeah, we'll get to hear Osajifo's story later too. But Osajifo had also come from Kumasi, and he was doing his own thing in Accra and all of that.
Course.
What were some of the hot spots around this time? Tell us about some of the which places did you perform? Where was boiling at this time?
Well, we really performed a lot of shows. We performed the Emancipation Day. That was the first time they had Emancipation show, which was organized by Rita Mali, Bujubantin, and a couple of artists. I think it was held at the State House. So we were the guest artists. We're part of the guest artists because they selected a few artists. And Mystical Youth performed, Militant Youth performed.
So let's backtrack a little bit. Who was in Mystical Youth? Apart
Mystical
from you,
Youth was me. It was three of us. Mr. T and Temensa. We were just three.
Okay.
Three people that formed Mystical Youth.
Okay.
It's just three people. The two guys were brothers, somebody like twins. Somebody and his junior brother, and it was me.
I see.
they were instrumentalists. They were playing drums and djembe. So when they play and I do the vocal and they back me.
Nice.
So we were not playing like other bands.
Yeah.
We only play strictly with the djembe, the djembe drum.
Yeah.
Then they give us mic. They mount mic on our drums, and the lead singer picks up the mic. You see, so it was kind of different.
I see.
You understand?
Yeah. Okay. So how long did you stay with Mystical Youth? How long did that last? And what was the next progression from that?
I played with the band for about 8 years because the band was based in my house. I had 2-bedroom and I offered that for the band. So I mean that was where we were all staying. So when I left Mystical Youth, and Mystical Youth also had an solo project. So they work with Moki, they work with Malaika, they work with Nash. That was the same era Moki released his album. It was the same time because when I went solo artist, Mystical Youth joined Panji, and I mean they had some kind of solo project. You understand? But at that time, no. I've also met Papa Jah, and I had the confidence that I can do it on a solo artist because most of the songs in Mystical Youth, I was the lead singer, so I did most of the songs. I created most of the songs. So going on a solo project was better for me because it was the time I wanted to see what I can do in the music without anybody, you know. I realized that I mean, I have the experience, I have the lyrics, I have the ability, I have the energy, I can do it on my own. So if you notice, Gold Teeth was one of the fire brand. Out of Gold Teeth, we had Kojo Kombolo, we have Artillery, we have a couple of artists, you know.
We'll come to that in a second because I need to understand where the link between you and Kojo Kombolo is. But before that, let's check this one from Gold Teeth. You call this one Ohima. I love the creativity in this one. We'll be right back. Let's check this one from Gold Teeth. Call this one Ohima.
I found out. I know na me pese me bisa. Adi GT. Ohima. Me pese me nu kofie. Anajuya. Ohima. Magro wajo. Mindy woman grow. Fabulous. One more fake, yeah, serious. Obibi Niba, I don't wanna be jealous. She flow me up and down like a river on a boat. She said, what it alone where she chose. Omuntias here empty omuko juju. Oye bibi neighbors, okasa boko, nanu koko, onantia eda form tise kosia noton. What it near me see me diamond found. Obanu yeje empty.
Lyrical Gold Teeth. Yes, indeed. Call this one Ohima. One thing I personally wondered is that when I knew Gold Teeth, he used to live in Accra. I don't know too much where he grew up like that. Yeah, he told us he's a DC boy, but how did he get to speak Tree so well? I'm about to ask him that. Yes, indeed. Ohima by Gold Teeth. Let's go right now back on the line and talk to the man Gold Teeth. Teeth, you've told us that you are a DC boy, right? Where were you born? Where did you grow up?
Of course.
If you grew up in Accra, how do you speak Tree so well?
Well, to be honest, I've always admired Nana Tufo. Nana Tufo was one of my local mentors, you know, when I was a child. You know, I listened to Nana Tufo a lot. So
I see.
I've always grew up under this people who sing reggae music like Nana Tufo, Amachi Dede, and Dasibre Jamra, and I think that Delumba, you know, I listen to them a lot. Like when I'm not listening to reggae music, I like to listen to those people because, you know, those people, they are the originators of Ghana High Life. You understand? So I try to listen to them. If I'm not listening to reggae music, I try to listen to some of these people, you know, because it really gives me the local language.
That's where you picked your language from? You were born in Accra?
Yes, I was born in Accra. I was born in Kaneshie.
You lived in Accra all your life, basically, like all childhood.
All my life.
And you picked your your dexterity in tree from listening to artists like Amachi Dede and Nana Tufo.
Dasibre Jamra, Daddy Lumba, you know.
That's intense.
To them a lot.
That's intense because personally, right, one of the most difficult things for me to do is to write a song in tree or Fanti for that matter, right? I can, but it's very hard for me. It's much harder for me than to write in shamefully, right? But that's just what it is for me. And I grew up around where everybody was speaking tree or Fanti, you know.
Wow.
So so I'm shocked that you can easily write a song like this, you know.
I really understand what you're saying.
That's deep.
It's deep.
Wow.
Deep.
Anyway,
because even when I was writing the song, there are a couple of things that I said that I have to ask. You know, like if I say it, I ask somebody that.
What does this really mean?
You know, a correct word not be used to. No, I can say, it be correct word. Then you go to say, no, change this one. This one will be correct word. So at least it was good. It was good.
Nice.
And after everything, and that is, I think, my only tree song.
I see.
You understand?
I see.
Yeah. So I think I really did well.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I'll give you big props for that. So now let's backtrack again. From mystical youth, right?
Yeah.
What was the next progression? You said they moved on and went to go do a solo project. They moved on as the two of them moved on, and they still kept the name Mystical Youth, right?
Yes, they kept the name Mystical Youth, but because I was a solo artist before I met them, I decided to maintain my name Gold Teeth.
Gold Teeth. How did you get the name Gold Teeth? Let's find that out. Where does that name come from?
Well, it was Miss Dansuma 1992. You understand? Miss Dansuma 92. That was my first day I performed on a big concert. So Miss Dansuma 92. When we went to the audition, I heard that there is a guy who came and mash up the place, and everybody said the guy is very good. So the guy was called Fabulous. Fabulous now is called Mr. Logic. You know Mr. Logic?
Everybody knows Mr. Logic.
Yes.
I have my okay,
Mr.
let's just leave it at that.
Mr. Logic was my
let's leave it.
The guy we all grew up to do music together, like we were in the same house and everything. So when Mr. Logic came and performed and went, and everybody said it's my turn because we were about 8 people sitting down. So when I came, I already didn't know what to call myself. So the people say, "What is your name?" And I say, "I'm Gold Teeth." Because that time when I was going there, I had a gold on my teeth. You understand? Because I also want to go and flex. And I was a Sakura guy that time. I didn't have locks. So when I went there, I heard somebody saying the guy with the gold teeth.
With the gold teeth.
I heard somebody say the guy with the gold teeth, is he part of the audition? And somebody said, yeah, he came for the audition. So when they say, what is your name? Then that thing came to my mind fast. And I said,
wow.
I'm Gold Teeth. Then the person said, is that my stage name? I said, yeah, it's my stage name.
Yeah, why not?
You see, so it surprised everybody, all my friends, because nobody knew I was called Gold Teeth. And that same day, I said I'm called Gold Teeth. You see?
Wow.
But I mean, I had a very great performance that day, and even Mr. Logic was surprised, because they never saw me singing before. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And that day, I said no, I want to do music. You see, so it was very nice. It was very nice because I used to listen to Buju Banton that time and Shabarangs. So I had a little idea that if I have lyrics and I have a beat, I can do something.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Mm-hmm. Wow. Teeth. So from then, what happened after you made the decision to go solo? What happened?
Well, the solo thing that I'm doing is that, to be honest, me, I don't see myself as an ordinary artist. Mm-hmm. Because if I see myself as an ordinary artist, I could have been out before many of these artists that you see now doing good in the music. I'm telling you honestly, I'm telling you the truth. Because the decision I took was to do conscious music. And that was way back then when Nana King was recording Esdobo, Tic Tac, all VIP. I was there in the studio with them, with Papa Ja. But anytime I raise a song, they tell me that, Samu Jamaica, Jamaica. Well, they keep telling me that I'm trying to do myself like a Jamaican. I'm doing my song. So it didn't encourage me because anywhere I took my song, it told me that no, it doesn't look like Ghana music. It's like I'm copying Jamaican people. And I said, no, this is me too, the talent I have and the vision I have that I can become one of the biggest artists in Africa. Because Jamaicans are not foreigners; they are Africans.
Basically.
So you can even know that the patois. Even at my own investigation I did, I realized that patois started from Sierra Leone and Liberia. Patois didn't start in Jamaica. Patois started from Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone is the first place that they spoke patois. Because Sierra Leone's, they didn't know how to speak English, so they mix up the English and speak it like they also want to speak English. They didn't know even how to speak English. So patois started from Sierra Leone. It's a border town to Liberia, and Liberians were coming from America, and it mixed up with the Sierra Leone. So, like, man, you go where you don't come now. You won't pass here.
So Gotti, let me that's not the subject for discussion, right? But let me just tell you what I know. Everywhere that people find the need to use another person's language, they adapt it to suit their needs. That's why we have words like bokiti and stuff like that, suku and stuff like that in tree, right? For other people who have been taken away from their original language, they are forced to now use that other language rather as a central language, So it's a whole different discussion. I don't know if patois started from Sierra Leone or anything like that. What I know is that there are similar circumstances where people would find the need to and the Liberia thing you're talking about also, there were people who had been taken away from their culture and brought back onto the continent, So there's a whole discussion over there.
American English, they were speaking American English, and some of them also wanted to speak the broken English to the.
Let's not get distracted with that. Let's stay on Gold Teeth and your music.
Of course, of course.
Yes. So anyhow, you said they told you now you're playing Jamaica Phonium, so they didn't want to produce you, right? Otherwise, you would have.
Of course.
You're contemporaries with artists like Xdo and all of that, right?
Yes, because that time we were relevant in the music. I quite remember when Tic Tac released the song with Obrafo and everything. We were in the studio, and even Tic Tac was saying that, good Titi there on the Jamaica and Jumunkwan or you, and they were all laughing and everything. So we were consistent in the music, but the people said we were doing Jamaican music, which I didn't understand, because I realized that it was something that was in me It's not like something we copied. It's in us. It's in us.
Okay. So since then you've been a solo artist, right? And since then it's all been go-to.
Yes.
Now, I know you have recorded some albums, but before you recorded those albums or that album, or I don't know how many you've recorded, but or maybe singles, I'm not even sure. But what it is that you have really been around. You have been like at the forefront of GH reggae dancehall period. You have been around like Akuma Village. You were like a constant feature at Akuma Village, for instance. You know, tell us about that. Tell us about that period, you know, where you were, you know, you said your mother gave you money to record the album, actually, right? When was that?
That was what I'm really saying, that we've been so consistent in the music. But to be honest, the kind of lyrics that we produce is more of like a revolutionary lyrics. You understand? It's more of like a Pan-African lyrics, because we listen to a lot of Pan-African stories. You see, so our kind of music is the same, like you could say Anthony B or Sizzla Kalonji or Capleton or all these big artists. The way they kind of produce, the kind of content they use is the same content we also use in our music. You see, so it has been a long road, because I quite remember that the last artist I worked with is Stonebwoy. And when I was working with Stonebwoy, I realized that Stonebwoy was doing a more of the Afro and the more of the high life and the more of this to the dancehall. And the people like it. But
when you say the last artist you worked with was Stonebwoy, what does that mean? What did you do with Stonebwoy?
Well, when Stonebwoy came to a high-grade family, we were some of the guys around a high-grade family. That, I mean, if Samini is going out, we are with Samini. We inspired Samini. We go out with Samini. Even last night, I went and support Samini in Koklobite. I was the only person that went on street with him. So I've been with the high-grade family for quite a long time. So I've met a couple of artists. But me, I never produce any song with the high-grade family because of the content. My content is different from the content they are producing. So it has always been a rocky road, you know, because the content we have is big. And, you know, for you to just be out there, you know, you need a big producer, you need a big investor who, I mean, actually can take you outside. If for instance, you are in foreign, they can understand your content. If you are in these countries that maybe they understand the Pan-Africanism and they understand the revolutionary mission, they can understand your content. But if you come here like this, we have big artists. I'm not the only artist. So we have big, great artists with big content. But if they call VGMA or even Ghana radio, it's so funny that I have great songs. I have more than 80 songs, 80 singles. But to be honest, I've never seen any DJ calling me that, oh, Goti, I want you to send me this your song. I listen to this your song is good. I want you to send me this song. The only thing we can always do is to pay money and say we want to go to interview. And how long would you always get money if you are not working or you don't have that big capacity? So it's just like they support us when we have money. But if we don't have money, they don't support us. So imagine how many people will know us.
Okay.
And we have big songs.
All right, Teeth. Let's shift gears a little bit. I see you on social media a lot, right? A lot of the time when I see you are seriously in some type of argument. Let me just leave it. Let me just not quote it. You are somebody who doesn't let things slide. You want to come back and correct people and make sure say they know the truth and they know what, you know, at least they know what you think and all of that.
Serious. And it has been my whole life, you know. I'm not perfect. I'm not saying I'm the most conscious. I don't even see myself to be that even conscious, but I just know a little. I know that, good and bad, righteousness, I know this. But, going on the social media, I see a lot of people say a lot of trash. Like, they say a lot of trash. People say a lot of trash. So, I don't even bother promoting my music. And it has been always a problem between me and many artists. They call me and say, Goti, why don't you promote your song and stop this argument and all of this? Because you'll be there and somebody will come and say Fireborn Bible. Somebody will come and say God is a stone. Somebody will come and say this, and you see them big lots men coming to say all this trash. And if you go deep into Rastafarianism in Jamaica, the way they gonna put Rastafari, everybody see Rastafari to be some churchical thing, something churchical that even though they don't go to churches a lot, you see that the revolutionary in them is churchical, Nyabingi, order and everything. But when you come to this our Ghana thing, it's like somebody will come and just say something.
God is a stone.
Somebody will just come. You see, and it hurts me, because I have many children, and I don't want my child to say, even my father, even being a Rasta, they don't know what they are doing. They don't have any content. They are just Rastas.
Full of nonsense,
it's not
so
nice. Because if you listen to Bob Marley, everything Bob Marley say, the whole world listen to him.
They are quoting Bob Marley in the churches these days. They are quoting Bob Marley in the churches. But
serious. But somebody will come and say something.
Anyway,
the
other thing I've seen is that you are a very committed father. You are very, very, judging from social media, you are very, serious family person. You have what, 2 daughters, 3 daughters?
No, I have 4 daughters.
4 daughters.
4 daughters and one king. My firstborn is a guy who is about 25 years.
Nice. And then 4 daughters after that.
4 daughters after that. You see?
I think we should have a TV show around you and how you deal with. You know how they have the reality show thing there in America. They have things like that. They have like a family and how they just progress every time I go on social media, I see you. I see your daughters. And sometimes I even see the statement, like the expression of your principles in how you're bringing up your children and everything.
I'm always with them.
That's admirable.
I'm always teaching them how to dance, how to listen to music. If they want to also do music, I do everything with them. All my children, they know how to sing all my music. If I'm going to a concert, I pick them in my car. I go with them. I let them watch people performing and everything, so that if they decide to do music, it would be easy for them because they wouldn't have that kind of impression.
Do you want your children to do music though? Would you encourage any of your children to do music?
Yes, I just want them to decide what they want to do. But if they really want to do music, then I'm giving them the support from now.
Nice. Go to it.
On social media and everything, yeah.
You are one amazing artist, and one other thing is that you are very consistent with what you do. We'll go into your philosophies in a little bit. Our time is actually running out, but we'll try and crash a little more into that. Before we do that though, let's check this one from Natty Gold Teeth. I call him Natty Gold Teeth. We call this one Ja Favor Me. It's one of my favorites. Ja Favor Me from Gold Teeth.
Yeah, Gold Teeth work well. Because yourself, they get to, they want to hear from you. Tell them something.
Yo, man, I ready if it light up the youth them, You see me, I say, watch out. ADGT representing Africa. Tempo music to the world. Them wonder, say we come from zero to hero. Them wonder, say we come from zero to hero. Them wonder, say we come from zero to hero. I sing this song for all the hustlers who want to put food on their table. Them trying hard, Fist up at your shine.
Reggae culture.
But just say, my son, you gonna shine like the moonlight. Them trying hard. Fist up at your shine.
Like us.
Just say, my son, you gonna shine like the moonlight.
Just favor me. You are. Just favor me. Tell about it.
Just favor me.
What's he saying?
Legacy, Lord God. Just favor me. Just favor me.
Say what?
Favor me. I wanna leave some legacy.
Natty Gold Teeth.
They make the most noise, so what?
Just favor me.
Carefully.
You say empty barrel make the most nice.
Mine, do your thing gradually. Empty barriers, they make the most noise, so watch your friends carefully.
Watch your friends carefully, so say the man.
Your mind, do your thing gradually.
Natty Gold Teeth. Just favor me.
Satan company, them are the Satan company. Satan company, them are the Satan company. Satan company. Me tell you, do the right, don't do no wrong. Help your brother, man. Help your sister, me say. Do the right, no do no wrong. Help your brother, man. Help your sister, me say. Do the right, don't do no wrong. Help your brother, man. Help your sister, me say. Do the right, don't do no wrong. Help your brother, man. Help your sister. Love is the key.
Love is the key.
That's why we have feel love one another. Love is the key. Love bring peace. That's why we have feel love one another. If no brother have a problem, cut it off, yeah. If no sister have a problem, cut it off, yeah. If no brother have a problem, cut it off, yeah. If no sister have a problem, cut it off, yeah.
Yes, indeed. Just favor me, sons of Natty Gold Teeth.
But just say, my son, you gonna shine like them.
You know, the best part of the interview for me is how he got his name Gold Teeth.
Yeah, shine. But just say, my son,
Interesting one.
moonlight.
If you missed that part, go back and watch this interview. Meanwhile, let me throw out a salute to everybody doing the listening right now on Radio Culture.
Favor me.
Radio Culture transmitting online on www.ghnewsnow.com.
Just favor me.
There are many ways to be listening to us right now. We're on about 16 plus different platforms.
Lord God.
But the easiest way really to get us is to go to www.ghnewsnow.com and click on the radio player there.
Don't tell them all your mind.
And then you are live with us, Radio Culture.
Yes, they make the most noise, so watch your friends carefully. Don't tell them all.
Also check out our TV platform, iCulture TV, on the same platform, www.ghnewsnow.com.
Satan company. Them are the Satan.
Yes, indeed. For that, you click on the iCulture icon and you'll be watching our TV. Actually, go to the menu, scroll down, and you find iCulture TV. You click on that and you are live on iCulture TV.
Satan.
Holy reggae music videos, that's all.
Go to them. African Royal Soldier.
African Royal Soldier, Gold Teeth. Let's go back to the man, Gold Teeth, on the line. Teeth. So, yes. So right now, we are, you've been doing your thing for a while now, everything. And now, Cisse, how many albums have you recorded? Let me ask you that, because you said your mother gave you money to record an album.
Well,
Did you?
Well, the first album, I recorded the first album around 2003, and I just recorded this one. This recent one called I Want to Go to Africa.
Mm-hmm.
So I recorded this one last year.
Nice.
Which comprised about 13 songs. 13 songs full of reggae,
And Teeth, you also went, I don't know too much, you can tell us, but you are funding your own projects, right? I see that you putting your own money where your mouth is.
Yes. I put the only thing that been so lucky in my life is that I've got a lot of foreign friends who support me, who say, "Oh, we like that your song." Because me, any song I have, I post it or I send it on WhatsApp to my friends because they have always been supportive. So even if I have 2 fans and they like my song and they encourage me that they can help me to do more, I deal with them. I don't play too much with radio. I don't do, because I expect that the experience I have by now, DJs and people should be able to be looking for my songs.
Hello?
The reality is that I expect that by now some DJs could be able to support and say, "Oh, they want my music, they want to play my songs and everything." But we are not getting there because of financial problems. So I've always had the privilege that people outside rather support my music. They support my music a lot. They favor me. I have people in Europe, America, Jamaica who really support me because of their favor me. That particular song. I have people always, somebody have it on their playlist. I have people in Trinidad, they play it every day on their playlist. So me, I know that I'm getting there, and I see this particular time to be my time, because this time I'm not the one paying for people to play my song outside. They are rather finding it interest to play it because I'm consistent on social media and Facebook. At least every 2 weeks, I post one of my music or maybe one of my videos. So now I'm getting a lot of attention on social media.
I see. So do you have music? Do you have any music videos?
I have about 4 music videos. I have Ohima. I have Mana Lion. I have Mana Lion. I have Make Them Know. I have Jah Favor Me.
Oh, you have a video for Jah Favor Me.
I think I have 6 videos.
Okay, so this is what you do. Make sure you send them all to the producer, please. Right?
Okay.
And then we'll try and make the connection with iCulture TV, so they will put it on their platform as well. And so people can have the visuals of you and see who Natty Gold Tate is that we're talking about. Unfortunately, our time has run out right now, Natty, because you burned 15 minutes of it. But you said, you already did your apologies. The time ran out already. But yes, we give thanks same way. Natty Gold Tate. Before we go though, any words, any last words?
Well, I'm just saying that the people that support Goatee, the people that are waiting to see the higher standard of Goatee, they want to see Goatee on big screens and big platforms and everything. I mean, I'm just telling them that Jah time is the best, because I can't stop music, but I believe that I will definitely become one of the household names in Africa one day, So they should keep supporting me, even though it has been a hard and a long journey. They should have the faith in us, because, if they have faith in us, it's easy for us to also make it. You understand?
Nice.
So I just want to encourage them that the time is due. That time is just due. So they should just, be patient.
Nice. Natty Gold Tate. Hey, Natty. Listen, you have a spot, right? You opened up you opened like I don't know what to call it. You opened up a venue. A venue, yes.
Yes, a venue, a very big venue.
Tell us about that. Yo, you're a hard working brother. I'm so proud of you, man. Light it up for this brother, man. Yo, seriously, Gold Tate. Light us for Natty Gold Tate, no lie. Tell us about that spot. Tell us about the venue.
Well, the whole reason why I did that spot was that I mean, I did a little research about Sizzla Kalonji Judgment Yard, and I realized that Sizzla have, I mean, a big compound with a studio, with a temple, with a couple of things that brings the community together, people that really are interested in doing music, talent, and people like hunting of talent and everything. So, I mean, I have these 3 plots there that I bought it when I was in Akuma village. So, I mean, I just took to myself that why don't I also build up one community center for the community where youth can come to listen to music, youth can come for performance and everything. And I've been doing this for almost 9 years now, and I think I've been able to finish some parts.
Nice.
I mean, now it's one of the household venues in central region when it comes to Kasua, Winneba Road. Like a lot of people.
Where exactly is it? Where exactly is it? And what's it called?
It's around Fete Kakraba. It's called Rasta Office.
Rasta Office.
Yeah, Rasta.
Did you hear that?
Them said them can be feeble.
All right. If you're traveling to Ghana, I'm sounding this alarm to our tourists. If you're traveling to Ghana, we are the people who are telling you where to go, not what you see in the catalogs. So I'm not dissing the catalogs. Go to where the catalogs tell you to go. But listen, if you want a one-on-one experience that is exclusive to you, these are the places that you should check out. It's called Rasta Office.
Yes.
And it's where? Yes. On the Winneba Kaswa Road, Accra Kaswa Road?
Yeah, Kaswa Winneba Road.
Kaswa to Winneba Road. All right, Rasta Office.
Right on the main road, Fete Kakraba.
Fete Kakraba.
If you reach Fete Kakraba, everybody know Rasta Office.
Look for it. It's called Rasta Office, and that's where Goatee does his thing. So what is functioning right now? What happens there?
Oh, that's where exactly I was when the noise there didn't let me hear the phone ringing, so I just move away from there a bit. I tell you, the kind of people there, it's one of their favorite places in the community because, you can come and burn some spliff, you can come and, have some fun, you can do everything because, I mean, I've been able to achieve something like being the community youth leader, I'm the community youth chief in the community. So I'm also in the royal palace.
Nice.
And I'm the one taking care of the youth. So like any youth who want to, have fun in a kind of a positive way.
Responsible environment, yes.
They branch up to my place.
Wow.
Sit down.
Yo, that's very good. That's very nice. And lest I forget, and I would have never forgiven myself for this. It was your birthday a few days ago, and you were 50 years old. Natty Goatee at 50. Happy and strong, brother.
It was very nice when all my children were there.
Radio culture.
The kings, the queens, everybody was there, to celebrate with me, and I was so happy,
Nice.
And now, as I can tell you, I have about 200 people following me, and if I have a big concert, I could be one of the big artists now, because now I have a whole community listening into my music, a whole community supporting me as a fan base.
Nice.
So we're getting there.
Fantastic. You know what you got to do? Tell that family to keep it locked on Radio Culture, because your music is going on the playlist, and you'll be playing back to back every day on Radio Culture. All right. So connect your community to Radio Culture and let's have a party. Thank you very much, Natty Goatee. Thank you for your time.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much for being so patient for my kind of error, but we give thanks.
Like you said, everything can happen, So
yes, we really give thanks.
We don't feel always about that. We give thanks for everything, for life, first of all. And once more, let me commend you for being such a wonderful father. Anytime I see a responsible father, I doff my hat, because we need a lot of fathers, responsible fathers in the community. That's what built a good community to start with. We need guidance for the youth that are coming, so that they don't get carried away by some of the fuckery that Babylon keeps chucking on me right now. Some of the things we are seeing in the textbooks, even the textbooks that they are printing to educate the youth, it's just incredibly mind-blowing. It's insane. So we need fathers to take their spots and guide the youth them properly, despite what they may chuck at them through Babylon propaganda or through school propaganda or whatever else it is. So respect, Natigoti. We'll catch up with you some other time. All right? One love. We'll leave you with this one from Gold T. Call this one Politicians. I love this song, so I've played like 3 times on this show already. 2 times already. I'm playing it one more time. It's called Politicians.
Wow. But I really give thanks to Radio Culture, because this has been one of my kind of dream, to be on your platform, because I was seeing some of my guys, going on your platform, and it was so wonderful to also be on a Radio Culture platform, and I think I've been able to achieve, and I really give thanks so much for
it. It was only a matter of time, Natty. It was only a matter of time, because like I said, if we're telling the history properly, if you're telling the story of GH Reggae Dancehall properly, people like you cannot be left out. And that's why we're here to capture the story properly. Respect you, Goatee.
Of course.
One love.
Of course. We give thanks.
Original Goatee. Whoa. This one we call it Ayele. Whoa. Baby, AKS. This song is not for any government. This song is against all the government. And the GT here to teach them, don't know. Enough of them sick and tired of the system. Them say the tax and the bill is killing them. Who to blame? That song is on the answer. Enough of them sick and tired of the system. Them say the tax and the bill is killing them. I look at them one. Competition better do the right thing. I know that them one. Some people living in pain. I know that them one. Politician better do the right thing. Whether you is a NDC,
whether you is a never tell you about we. Hey, Radio Culture. Listen.
Whether you is a NDC,
whether you is a NDC, whether it's a MPP, whether them never tell you about way. I Radio Culture. And at this point, we once more give thanks to our guest for the day, Go Teeth. As I bounce out of the studio, my name Ja, beloved anointed, anointing of the Most High, Sapanayana.
Big up the people with material. So much people are hungry in the area.
Rastafari know say this is the time. The time I have to stand forward and do the works of the Father.
Better do the right thing.
The one who sent I and I.
I know that them one. Some people.
Jump on the train, people. Jump on the iCulture TV train. Jump on the Radio Culture train.
The right thing.
This has been
whether you is a
Reggae Reverbs. Until next week, I'll be here with another artist. Not from Ghana. You know how we do it? We do one Ghana artist and then we do one not from Ghana artist. That artist could be from any other part of the world. Could be from Jamaica. Could be from Sierra Leone. Could be from Gambia. Last week we did Kenya. I think next week we are going to Nigeria. And then from there we come back to Ghana with one beautiful singer. Songstress. Best kept secret in the reggae dancehall arena. I'm not even telling you about Ellis Koina. Ellis Koina, we heard her already. There's another one you hear her in 2 weeks. Stick and stay on this platform when you hear it. All right, my name is Ja, beloved. I'm out like a light. This is Radio Culture. One love.
One go tell the ghetto you them say them can't be feeble. I want to them. Big up the Hypro Dynamic Studio. Don't know. And the GT.